I'm addicted. Yuri. It's Hayao on the right. Hype. Hayao versus a Yang. I think this might actually be a problem matchup for Yang, if you can believe that. It's probably 5-5. Might be in Hugo's favor. Okay, I've hit some lows. One time I was playing Street Fighter in just my underwear, and for whatever reason I just like burped up like acid. And I was just sitting there in nothing but my boxer shorts, playing Street Fighter with fucking acid on my fucking chest. I've like never burped up liquid like enough that it actually came out of my mouth, except for that one time. And I was just sitting there thinking, wow, I'm disgusting. I finished the game too. I didn't just get up or anything. I played it out, and then I got up. That was my low. Now you guys all know. Nice combo. You actually hit JP6 on the second close medium kick there, but the super jump kick hits fast enough. Oof. Does he go really a low tier though? You get the jab there. He didn't do it. He just went for the fucking the unblockable nonsense. Yeah. Hayao was mashing 360 till the end. Didn't work. Sayambu is really strong against Hugo. Every one of those dive kicks is actually unblockable. Didn't you see my tier lists? I put up 3 tier lists on this game today on Twitter. Or 4 actually, but I took 2 of them down. Yang was super duper timid. He approached very, very safely, and because of that he didn't really get any mix up, but also he wasn't in much danger. Close medium kick, quarter circle forward kick, and if you get the quarter circle forward kick timed well, ooh, the red parry, you can do, oh, that's going to work. Never mind, he was pre-jump. If you time it well, you can get a jab afterwards, or even a super 2 if you're so inclined. But I think I've only once seen someone go for that in a real match. It depends on Yang, in certain matchups, Yang will always follow it with a super jump hard kick or something like that. And then Yang ends up like point blank, or like super jump fierce, I forget what it is. Against certain characters, he'll have like a loop where he command grabs you, then gets close medium kick, and then a super jump button, and then he lands next to you before you and can command grab you again. Ma, cha, ken? Ma, chi, ken. I'm dumb. I don't know where I got the ya. They swapped out both players? Oh, because, yeah. Is this first to 1? It's probably max damage. Most people just do the close medium kick into the super. This is top 8. Oh, very nice. Evo Japan Finals, fucking Karakusa into no stain fears. Classic. Look at the left there, you'll see. You'll see what's going on. I think he just wanted EX dash punch. I think that was correct. I don't know if he could have gotten a super where he was. Your actual position relative to the corner doesn't matter for shit. As a general rule, Fukiage is a really bad move in this game, which is why it just did nothing there. Generally speaking, the approximately accepted list of characters that Oro loses to is Chun-Li hard, Twins somewhat, Ken maybe, and Elena somewhat. Different Oro players will put those at different spots. Classically, I think Yang is 6-4 against Oro. Yun is 7-3 against Oro. Chun-Li is 8-2 against Oro. Ken is 6-4 against Oro. And Elena is 7-3 against Oro. No, not being able to chicken combo someone is even a huge deal. That's annoying for your meter build, but it's not too annoying for everything else. It's more the characters who beat him in neutral. Characters where his neutral buttons don't do anything are the really hard matchups, Chun-Li and Elena. Hugo's good for Oro. And chicken combo doesn't work. No fake out, empty jump throw. Anyway, those are the classic. I don't think any of those matchups are as bad as I just said. Yang and Yun are probably 6-4 against Oro. Yang might be 5-5. That one's a hard call. Yang might be fair. On the surface, it feels kind of hard, but Oro's damage output is so high compared to Yang's. There's an Oro right now. Namutai versus Hirahata. I don't recognize either of these names for shit. Dudley actually has kind of a wacky time punishing that command grab, but he definitely had something better there. If it's like spaced, it's hard to punish. But it wasn't spaced there, it was like point blank. That grab went from pretty far. Or attack that from outside of star range, I think. That's probably parry into throw tech. Okay, that's probably guaranteed there. This is the hard punch Oro. This is the one I always used to use. This was like my color for like years and years. Now I usually just pick the gold one. But if you like find old footage of me, I'm using this. Yeah, it's not horrible. It might look like a really fat counter pick on paper, but Hugo actually has some nice tools in neutral. It's a lot more manageable than it looks. Nice juggle. People always used to use ducking upper there, and nowadays people often use ducking feet strong or ducking straight. I don't know the difference. Oro could easily win this. He like almost needs to mess up at this point. Okay, he saved it. That was kind of an awkward juggle, but he should still... Oh, that was awkward. A jump back would have been a lot better than a jump up there for his double jump. But the setup was weird in general. He did a setup that's really hard to parry, which is cool. The shimmy, but he shimmied out of close strong range. Close strong has a super narrow activation range. Or I could still easily win this. Now it's a lot harder. Though they can kind of play without taking too many risks. I would hate to try and win this one from here. Especially against a good Dudley. Wow. I don't know. You get all the hits of super after either one. Straight into the super might not work mid-screen, but it definitely works in the corner. Oro's playing it super duper. He's not trying to land the unblockable, which I really appreciate, because Dudley's trying his hardest to not get unblockable, and Oro's exploiting that really well. But the timer is just not good. Super here. This is very good. Yeah. He actually should have done another one. Do another one now. He can't now because of the ducking. Oh, so much for that. That was good, though. That was a really strong play from the Oro, actually, despite the fact that he didn't do anything super duper fancy. The decision making was on point. Same with Dudley. Dudley was playing in a very safe way, which he had to. And the actual hit he got was very difficult to do anything about. Dudley has a link to Super 1 or Super 3 from overhead. Crouching opponents only 1 frame. Looks like we lost the Oro. I might still have some fun watching this. Nice parry, bad punish. I don't know if Crouch Freeze would have worked from that far out. Ooh, that's probably a punish. Urian's pretty minus after the tackles, but they also have a lot of pushback, so what characters do is it really depends on the character. Or I can get like a hard uppercut, but you probably might not have charge for that. EX uppercut works too, I think. Or he can get like hard kick. I wish there were more things like that in Street Fighter V. That's something that's missing from the game. Something being unsafe to a poke. It's like, okay. And the -4 kind of fills that role. Something that's just a little bit unsafe, so it gets just a little bit punished. Yeah, generally speaking, Yun has some of the best full screen presence in the game, along with like Makoto. And he dropped it. He did like the easy ender and he dropped it. That was a pretty smart decision, but he didn't get out. However, he didn't get mixed up. However, he might now. Well placed mirror, really good option. You see that? Intelligent Yun play. Oh, that was a good throw. But hit him dashing. Headbutt's not usually that great against twins. It's like his third mirror in like 2 seconds. Ooh. Urian played really well too. Dash and low parry, and he got to stand short. Super duper good. Machiken Hayao. Winners finals. Hayao made winners finals. That's extremely dank. Unfortunately against fucking Machiken. Yeah, that was probably a punish by the frames, but he wasn't in range. Calling what Urian does supers, Marvel supers. I'll have you know that fucking MODOK had Urian's mirror as a normal. That was a good chase. Oh. Oh, he hit a button right then. The MODOK thing did damage, but I think it was only like 1 or 2 hits. Ooh, very nice. That was a punish. Still winnable. Ken's trying his hardest not to get supered. I thought that was it for a sec. I think super would have worked there. He might have gotten grabbed out of his landing recovery. Didn't look like it. If he wins this round, he'll have super again in round 3. Probably. Depends on how his EX usage. But overall, this is a very, very strong round for Hayao. Helpless little Hugo versus big mean Ken. Look at that. High jump medium kick abuse is actually, you know, it looks really stupid and easy. But it's surprisingly hard to deal with because autocorrect parries require a lot of brain power. I shouldn't say autocorrect parries, but like parry and cross-ups requires a lot of brain power. That's plus, I think. Just blocked it. It's a reaction parry, possibly. Ooh, good thing. Good super. That was like Ken's only conversion there. Hayao's so scary. Very, very deep down fierce. Catching him jumping out of a lot of stuff. He's super scared of the SPD and Hayao knows it. It was such a good idea. Backdash super. So much for that. It's alright, he's still in. Those winners, I think. This guy's name is Dio. He's picking the Pillar Man. Dio. Dio. The first 3 episodes of part 1. Everything up to the fucking house burning down of part 1 is so fucking good. The rest of part 1 is kind of shitty. Ugh. Good chase. Great mirror position. Super duper obnoxious. Oof. Where'd you get your 4? There's a bunch of Seths. Nice. So much for that. I think after he did the mirror there, he could have, like, knee dropped to the other side. Wabu! Mezametamai! I don't remember his little quote. Doon 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 doon. Oof. S360 here. Oh, okay. That's fine. Super probably would have killed there. You might have missed it, but more likely he chose not to use it. Nice fucking throw. Ready. I like the idea of... Wow. That was like a frame before he was going to get hit. I like that little combo. I always thought it'd be really cool in a fighting game with special moves where if you had air parries, but you could air parry special moves but not normals. Or you could air parry normals but not special moves, rather. So characters would have like an anti-air that was like fucking close drawing into something or towards jab into something or something like that. He just grabbed a fucking tackle. Holy shit. Hey, yeah, slow down. He grabbed an incoming tackle. Jesus Christ. That was a 1 in a million. It's like you saw a fucking dash, but it was a tackle. Oof. Early jump Pierce. This is a really good air normal from Dudley. Jump Pierce. Oh. That was quick. Must be nice having a fucking heavy that cancels that fast. Or doesn't have a cancelable heavy. Crouch Fierce is his only cancelable heavy, and it only cancels into super. Doesn't cancel into special moves. But I've talked about that before. Generally, the canceling is kind of whack for about half the cast of this game. That was a good read. And that was also a good read. Hugo's the only character. Oh, it ended. Hugo's the only character without cancelable mediums. Everyone at least has cancelable mediums, except Hugo. Hugo only has cancelable lights. A rare and shitty distinction. 12 has some cancelable mediums. This might be loud, I can't tell. No, it's not. Look at this SF4 outfit, it's kind of great. I like it a lot. I played El Fuerte a lot, played against him rather, I never played as him. But I got really experienced with a lot of his nonsense. I played this matchup in particular quite a lot. That's one of the hardest things to do anything about. The run away. Ooh, nice link. Run away into hard punch. Grab. The main trick is that it recovers, or I mean it's got very narrow range, so it won't chase a backdash or anything like that. And of course it can't hit someone jumping. But his forward run into hard punch grab has quite a lot of recovery. His back run into hard punch grab has very little recovery. So if you jump out of the back run grab, he can actually still anti-air you, which is a pretty crazy scenario. Nice cross up Tatsu. That's such an awkward position. I've been in that situation a lot. Here. If Ryu blocks a quesadilla bomb, this move right here, blam, his punish is reversal Tatsu, or like super, and that's it. Those are like all you can do to punish that. But if you do a reversal Tatsu, and El Fuerte F80Cs, you can't react to him F80Cing the quesadilla bomb. So if he doesn't F80C it, and you like wait to see whether he did or not, you'll miss out on the punish. And if he does F80C it, and you go for reversal hard Tatsu, you'll get counter hit by that, or if he backdashes, he'll be able to block the Tatsu. Or like duck under it and punish you. It's such a stupid situation. Evil Ryu has that too, actually. Evil Ryu also can't punish except with reversal Tatsu. And he has exactly the same situation. It's not a true infinite. It's quite hard to do. And more than about 6 reps isn't very practical. Oh yeah, look at that normal. Forte's lights combo pretty easily from stuff, but it's hard to combo out of lights as Forte. Very nice. Little imperfections cause you to make distance. Whether you run stop fierce. And they add up for every time you, like, everything that you do a little bit wrong, you'll still maybe get the link, but you'll be a little bit further away. So buy, like, a few. The EX run does matter. That lets you keep your speed a little bit easier. There's quite a lot of invincibility on the run forward splats. There's quite a lot of invincibility on that, too. Alpha actually has a good amount of invincibility. His actual reversals aren't great, though. Very nice. EX run away is 3 hits of armor, I think. As well as EX run towards. Quesadilla bomb is fully invincible until after it hits, I think. For the EX version. And guacamole leg throw is... it's invincible, but it won't hit grounded opponents. If you're just next to El Fuerte... and you throw him, I think that beats everything except the guacamole leg throw, and if you whiff the throw on the EX guacamole leg throw, you can then punish his guacamole leg throw. Like after whiffing the throw. So generally I think he can't wake up into a throw very well. I don't remember if quesadilla bomb works for that. I don't remember if EX quesadilla bomb beats grabs. Tortilla. That's it. That's hard to do. That's I think there's 2 one-frame links in that. Not an easy combo right there. El Fuerte has the unusual distinction of being able to A, combo out of an overhead, and B, combo that overhead into a knockdown. Being able to combo lights into a knockdown is very standard in this game, but certain characters struggle a lot with it. I think everyone can do it now, but certain characters have like a really annoying time with it. Like Gouken. Gouken's got to do a 1-frame link into crouch jab and then go for a light palm, and the range for that is not very good, so you have to do it pretty early. Hondas are pretty awkward too. I think Honda can't combo 2 crouch jabs, right? You have to do like crouch short into crouch jab, which is 2 frames. Or crouch short into crouch short, which I think is 1. You can do like crouch short, crouch jab. Rufus can do 1 light kick or fucking 1 light normal into stand light kick, stand roundhouse. But he can go into stand jab, and then he can go into far stand strong into EX pull, EX galactic tornado. He doesn't even need the. That's probably gonna work. He doesn't even need the stand strong. He can just go all lights into EX galactic tornado. Smart. He was holding 2. That's actually kind of technical, the thing he just did. El Fuerte is actually an extremely technical character. Medium quesadilla bomb. He released medium kick. He uses that medium kick to FADC, and then he releases light kick and hard kick. He's holding all his kicks there. FADC into release is pretty much only for red focus combos. So before they implemented those, it didn't really do anything. It's not like it's bad. It's really good at certain things. If you're talking about like balance-wise, it's usually useless. So it's usually not contributing anything. And certain times it's a gimmick. It's that you can still crumple is the thing with that little level 1 focus. So like if you have something blocked, let's say Rolento's roll is a really common one. If you have a Rolento roll blocked and the opponent starts going for a punish and Rolento does focus release, he could crumple your punish. So it gives you a different kind of defensive component to focus backdash. It forces the opponent to use something that wouldn't be vulnerable to that. I mean, when you actually know of the gimmick, it turns into, what do I have that'll punish either a roll or a fucking level 1 focus? And there's a bit more depth to it, because if they release like that, you could potentially backdash it and then get a really big punish. Since focus attacks, if they're backdashed, get huge damage fucking returns. Or just doing something fast enough to beat the release like that. It lends to bad balance because certain characters don't have something that'll work against everything. Like certain characters don't have an option that'll beat a fucking Punisher roll and beat a focus release. They'll have to like predict. Gal can probably just flash kick no matter what. But honestly, if Relento's got 2 bars and he's doing roll and it's blocked, he's probably going to do some kind of focus thing. So you'll probably be checking your swing anyway. It'll probably be like, you know, you'll be expecting like a focus backdash and he does focus release instead. Which is technically, you'd rather he did the focus release. That's like better for you if you're the defensive guy. Focus backdash is hard to do anything about, but focus release is something you could potentially interrupt with an invincible attack, but even without, if he does forward dash, he's minus. If he does focus release into backdash, it's like exactly the same as if he just did backdash, and if he does focus release into forward dash, you've got frame advantage in a mix-up. Wow, look at all the invincibility. He's not invincible for all of that, he just happened to thread the needle on his way down too. Ooh. Oh yeah. I think Yang's stand jab has like 2 extra frames of hit stun than his crouch jab. I think crouch jab into crouch forward might actually be 1 frame. But stand jab into crouch forward is like 3. I've like Forte seems like the kind of character I would hate, but I've had so much experience against him that I've kind of worked away any of the. I don't get overwhelmed by him anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, a good Forte can still beat me up, but I'm pretty good at that matchup, so I don't feel any sort of like fear or like anxiety before or during, and I can appreciate good Forte play when I'm seeing it. But it's just because one of my friends made Forte. So I have like a lot of experience in the matchup. Say Embu. You got it. You got the hit. Sayembu helps Yang's neutral immensely, but it doesn't last very long. And it's so fucking expensive. You never see it. Same with Genei-jin. You only see them in the combo context because it's not worth it to do it otherwise. But they're actually insane to what they do to the character's neutral. You can like hit Yang out of stuff and then get hit by the shadows. I wouldn't say all the time, but it was used. No super is extremely common in this game. It sucks if you get knocked over and you get looped a bit. That can happen no matter what. But Afuerte's not super duper strong in neutral. That being said, I think he's like a sleeper top 10. He's one of the most slept on characters in the whole game. Ooh. He probably is #1 most slept on character. I don't know. It's hard to do anything about a run and follow up on wake up. But in neutral, you've got a lot of things you can do. Even just up back is really hard for Forte to do anything about. Rufus is supposedly a character you can get really good at fighting, but I never did in the lifespan of SF4. I never fought enough Rufuses. Rufus is like the least played character. He's like bottom 3. So pretty much every time I fought Rufus, it was like... I wouldn't get like fucked up, but the matchup would be working against me a lot. There were a couple of Rufus players I used to fight at Wednesday Night Fights back when I went to that. And Elena versus Rufus is, it's not bad for Elena, but it's the kind of character I hated fighting as Elena. The, hey, can I get you off me, please, kind of character. I mostly just won it through neutral jump fierce and just jump away fierce. I mostly just won it with jump fierce. That was like my whole strategy. And the 3-button tech. The extra dash, subtle. It doesn't matter how he gets the, whether he gets the close, medium kick, airborne, or grounded. So what he did was the crumple into 2 dashes for a little bit of extra screen position before he went for the same punish. So you went to the stand jab there to make the link easier. A lot of stand jabs and stand shorts are really weird and buggy in this game. I think Yang's is one of the okay ones. There's a ridiculous number of stand jabs that whiff on crouching opponents, which makes them very difficult to use. Because oftentimes your stand jab combos will like not give you very much time to react to whether the opponent's standing or crouching. Crouch jab, stand jab. So your combo, you won't be able to do stuff like that. So a lot of characters like Ryu, they have an okay stand jab, but it's just like, okay, I can't really use this in my confirms very well. Ryu's stand jab is duckable. I think all the Shotos. SF5 was much better about that tiny thing. They made a lot of light normals unduckable, which makes them so much better. This game and Street Fighter V both have like only two light normals are usable. Or I shouldn't say usable, but like useful. But SF5 it's like a different pair of light normals, and it's based on different metrics. There's only so much a light normal can do in SF5. Overall, they're massively nerfed from this game just purely because of the frame advantage. It's rare to even have a +5 light normal. In this game, there's like +8 fucking light normals. Good fake. One of the things wow, look at that. Far Strong has struggle potential. One of the things SF5 tried to do was remove useless normals. Unfortunately, they ended up doing that by removing about half the normals every character had. But they did do a pretty good job of removing most of the useless ones. Street Fighter 4 also sought to do that, so Street Fighter 4 has way less useless normals than previous Street Fighters. Although there's still some. That looked like a punish. Looked like he could have just done the other two. Faye, when he fights Honda, can just always do his Rekkas as a punish to every Honda headbutt. I don't know if Yang can. Yang's Rekkas are safer but don't go as far. Yang's might also be a smidge slower. Don't quote me on that. Oh, what the fuck? Nice chase. I would say most sweeps in SF5 are pretty useless. Or they're unfairly risky. In terms of success rate, sweeps are still quite good in SF5 by and large. But in terms of risk reward, almost every single one is pretty bad. The only ones that are even remotely good are the ones that have really fucking huge range that you can space. Which is like maybe a third of them at most. And usually if you're trying to get a space sweep, you can get something better. You can focus that. Ooh, that looked like an easy punish. Wow. That was kind of bad. He wasted his own say Embu time. He was better off not getting that juggle. Okay. A lot of damage. That was a pretty short scaling on that combo. Yes, that it was. However, they missed several dank Street Fighter 3 characters. Turn the beat back. Quite punishable. Oh, that is too. Props to the Yang for fucking spotting it. I want to say one EX Rekka is plus for Yang, but don't quote me. On block. 2 Rekkas is like -4 or something. It's like not very unsafe. Especially compared to Faye, where the second Rekka is really unsafe. Did you get him? Wow. That was a really bad sweep. 20 health. Look at that hitbox. Look at that hitbox. That was a miracle juggle right there. Neither of those things should have hit. Level 1 release. Was it worth it? What was that EX move, I wonder? He had a far strong there. He had a little juggle. Okay. That was probably a failed dive kick. Jump medium kick was better there, to be honest. That might have still been unsafe. This probably won't kill. Command grab does one hit of white damage. Okay, it did kill. -3 for second Rekka? Good lord. I said -4. It's even better than I thought. No, that's EX Rekka, isn't it? Okay, in that case, one Rekka is -1. This Yang seems to like it anyway. It's quite fast, anyway. Frame rate doesn't matter too much if something's hard to react to. Evidence forward dashes, which are minus like fucking 20. -5 for second Rekka. My prediction was -4. Yang has a much harder time than Fei using delayed Rekka. To save himself. I'm not even sure it's possible for him. It's impressive that they managed to make the Rekka chains feel as different as they do. Poisons and Relentos feel really similar functionally. And they're both noticeably worse than Fei's and Yang's. So they're more combo tools than anything else. But Fei and Yang have like super duper good very, very different feeling Rekkas. The counter hit setup didn't work. Oh, that was probably going to be close medium kick ultra at that point. Yang is -2 for first Rekka. Fei is -3. But both Poison and Relento are -4, I think, or -5. So their first Rekkas are actually punishable. Nice. Cody's real good at sniping those. Mid-air Rekka has no juggle, I don't think. Especially mid-air second Rekka. Got him. Good shit. I'm a comeback mechanic. Empty jump ultra, I've done that quite a lot in the end of my games. I mean, it's not like I do it often, but you know. Catching failed anti-airs and being unexpected. If you jump from the right range, it is extremely likely the opponent's going to try and make you land into something so they can keep pressure. But they won't be able to formally anti-air you. So it's like a nice little reply that forces the opponent to not do that. Or to potentially occasionally get open up with an ultra. Low short's like +4 I think for Yang, or +5. That stand short's like 4 frame, or maybe 5 frame. I seem to recall that link's not easy. Low short, stand short. Repeated low shorts is repeated 4 frame. I think that's a 2 frame link, and that's repeated 4 frame attacks. No! Yang's crouch short is 3 frame, isn't it? So it's probably +4. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a 2 frame link. Yang's low short is his faster one. It's a different Porte. Oh, nice punish. On the heavy follow-up. Bingo! Whoa, why'd that work? What was he doing? Very unsafe. It's Ultra Double Fuerte. This is the biggest meme. Just fucking commit to one of them. There are like no matchups where you want both. Drop the link. It's hard to do. Very nice. Fake. That's probably a punish. Good shit. Very intelligently picked punish from the Cody. He didn't know where Fuerte was going to land, so he picked something that would be pretty good no matter what. He picked something where he'd be able to just jump and react. Remember Bison Ultra 2? And he could like steer it so he could land in front of you or behind and it's an overhead and you don't know where he's gonna land. I remember that seeing that like work in tournaments. Shit's gross. I've had that happen to me in Bath Cup, I think. If it's meaty, you can't jump out. Normally you can just hold up on reaction. Yes, Bison Ultra 2 is an overhead. Like, Bison's down a lot, and then he just gets like a miracle fucking knockdown, and then he does fucking... He's at the range where he can do Ultra 2, and like choose which side it lands on. I think in Super that was a Motion Ultra, and then in AE it became a Charge Ultra, and it stayed a Charge Ultra forever. And because it was a Charge Ultra, it's really hard for him to find those situations. He can't walk to them anymore after a knockdown. So he had to only use very specific knockdowns to get the left-right mix-up. That made it a lot more manageable, even though they didn't actually nerf it. That's like the closest thing he has to like a cheese comeback strat. Generally speaking, he's really bad at that. It's iffy. There are little things he's good at. Ooh. I wouldn't have done that. Didn't matter. I would have blocked. Killing someone with Ultra doesn't even give you any meter. Go strong whiffed. Oh, Akuma sucks. That's why every Akuma player in the world always says light DP and none of the other versions. He could have punished that Ultra 2 free. If that's what you're talking about. You have an hour to punish that Ultra, it's really unsafe. I know it was going to whiff there. It didn't even hit. Doesn't matter how minus it is. It wasn't going to hit from that far away, I don't think. And even if it did, I think Cody could have done something. Uh-oh. He could have done medium ruffian for sure. Bingo. Ooh, very nice. Remember that? Remember that -2 frame 1 armor reversal? I can hear fucking Laura and Mika salivating. Uh-oh. Smash. The regular versions of that are more unsafe. Nice, that might have been a punish. No, that's -3? Or is it -4? I don't remember. It was -3 for a long time, but they might have kicked it down to -4 eventually. I don't remember. Looked like a jab dash punch. Cody doesn't have a 3-frame, or that's not his 3-frame normal. 3-frame normal so short. All of Cody's jabs are 4. Rog's got 3-frame jabs for days. Must be nice. Rog's got like the fattest 3-frame jab in the whole game. After fucking Bay. Ooh, that was a great start, and then he didn't even fucking complete it. This Balrog. Okay. Oh yes, meteorless ultras. It's like good and bad. You get a fucking meteorless ultra. Ooh. You get a Meteorless Ultra, but you have no other juggle there. And imagine if fucking Ryu could just do light DP Ultra 1. Ooh, you get it? That looks good. Even if it's fake rock. Never mind, it was fake rock and he recovered in time. That was a good Ultra too. Smart play. High truth main. And also, yes, you're right. In Street Fighter V, if someone has a 3-frame normal, it's almost always their only 3-frame normal. This game does not operate by that rule. That being said, both of these characters only have one 3-frame normal, I think, and it's the low short. He went for a high damage. He went for a really optimized combo there. Yeah, you can do super off of headbutt. But, you know, that's not usually available, but it does work. Very nice empty cancel. The trick with headbutt that makes it fair that he has that meteorless juggle is that you can't fucking FADC it. And Rock has quite a lot of versatility in his reversal options, but no particular reversal option is very good. EX headbutt is the most catch-all of them, and it's the most risky by far. You burn a bar and there's no way to make it safe, and it's minus quite a lot. Tony. I saw a shit ton of this matchup because one of my friends played this character and my other friend played this character. I saw this one all the fucking time. OS, that second hit of that only does 50 damage because the devs hate T-Hawk. That's a big punish. He actually only did the light uppercut. Kind of unusual. T-Hawk has nothing anywhere like a 3-frame normal, but he does have a 2-frame command grab and a 1-frame ultra. Both of those are quite good. Allow him to get a lot of the punishes he would get there on unsafe things. That gave grapplers a really interesting dynamic, that there would be attacks that were supposed to be safe, that would be like -2, and then grapplers would just be able to punish them. It meant that you couldn't use a lot of tools against grapplers, which actually feels... that feels really cool. That's like a good way to make grapplers better without making them just have like a really busted mix-up. Just make it so certain, like you have certain attacks that are punishable only by grapplers. It's a nice balancing philosophy right there. Just take things off the table. You can get a DP after an EX Spire, but you have to be kind of close. He was too far away there. T-Hawk doesn't have a way to complete a light normal combo. Dust Peak was 3 frames and then it got nerfed, I think. I think it got buffed to 3 frames and then it got nerfed, or maybe it still is 3 frames. Lit! Are you kidding me? Round start mutual DP, then round start fucking same frame taunt? These two must have played a lot. That is a highly respectful opening. They even picked the same fucking taunt. I love shit like that. They used to call that a bow. People don't generally taunt at all anymore in fighting games. But if you ran into someone online using the same character as you and it was like a relatively unplayed character, it wasn't super rare in this game to like start the round with a taunt, backdash taunt. It wasn't like an actual taunt, it was like paying respect. Guilty Gear has respects, right? They should add that to Street Fighter. Holy shit. Why don't this exist? I hope Street Fighter 6 has fucking 10 taunts and 10 respects. That's such a good idea. I'm surprised that like that's like the only fighting game I'm aware of that does it. For how amazingly good of an idea it is. Ooh. Nice. T-Hawk probably has the lowest ceiling of any character in the game, which is a very dubious claim to fame. It's a very bad thing to be famous for. Our close light punch is 3. I didn't know that. What the fuck? I was lying. There it is. There's the 3 from normal. Vegas reversals are bad. Surprise, surprise. You can combo a low forward there. It's like kind of better not to do it, even though it does combo, just purely because you stay closer. Being close is more important than doing damage for T-Hawk. Close equals more damage. That down towards roundhouse is minus unless it's very spaced, like it was right there. There's almost no way you can even be fancy with T-Hawk. They like forgot to add any sort of technical aspect to him. Like, yeah, you can do standing 720s. But there's like very few things I can think of that T-Hawk could do that I'd be like, whoa. This matchup got kind of famous for the lifespan of Street Fighter 4 because it was supposed to be one of the worst matchups in the game. It probably is one of the worst matchups in the game. It's not as bad as people used to say. It's definitely not good. The biggest claim to the matchup being really shitty is that T-Hawk can't punish Blanca Ball. But as of Ultra, Blanca Balls became a lot more unsafe, so he can only not punish the light in EX one. And the light one he can react to and hit with stuff like that, or jab. So even though he can't punish them, it's not actually a very big deal. There are other things that make this matchup annoying, though. It's not like Blanca Ball was the one thing making Blanca do really well. This is like still a bad matchup, but it's not insane. It's not like unwinnable. It's not punishable by Ultra 2. Or the hard ball is. It's the only one that is. Ultra 2 won't catch that. Won't catch EX ball. It'll hit it coming in. But good luck getting out the Ultra 2 motion on an incoming ball. That should work. Hugo Goken is probably worse. The thing is, people used to always say Blanca T-Hawk because ever since Super, it was a really bad matchup. And it slowly got better, for what it's worth. T-Hawk became a better character, and Blanca's things that were good against T-Hawk got a little worse. But, Ultra added some new bad matchups that people didn't talk about that long because Ultra was only like a tiny fraction of the game's lifespan. Plus medium kick is unthrowable and is probably the single best thing that Blanca has. Really nice reset there. Oof. He could have ultra that. Focus attack, backdash, ultra the Blanca ball. That'd have been insane. Oh. Bad punish though. It's difficult because Blanca had no charge. He probably could have done a down charge attack. Probably could have been like fucking low forward up ball or something. Would have been awkward though. Not a fun punish. I don't remember if Blanca has a cancelable heavy in this game. I feel like he doesn't. Wow, that worked. Oh, super awkward from the Blanca player. Blanca's combos are super short and super boring in this game. He's got a little bit of red focus stuff, and that's all. Medium ball red focus. Up ball red focus. Turtle Blanca is like the only way you can play him well, and it's not even like way better than a lot of the other turtle characters you can play. But Blanca has certain things that are pretty nice. Electricity's like +9 on block, which is pretty obnoxious. Ooh, look at that. And plus that close medium kick is one of those unthrowable normals, which is pretty good. Yeah, Blanca's cancelable Stand Fierce in Street Fighter V is a fucking blessing for him. It's like the first game where he's actually had like overall strong tools. Doesn't need to meme. That's not true. CVS2 exists. He might have had an uppercut there. Don't quote me. One of the most celebrated Ultra changes was T-Hawk getting low forward cancel, because T-Hawk has super limited cancel options. And I remember distinctly a lot of people came out of the woodwork to be like, what would this even do for T-Hawk? And Combo Fiend was just like, don't worry, dude. Oh, don't worry, bro. Just wait till you have cancelable low forward, then you'll understand. You don't see it very often. But honestly, it's just not very good for much. It's good for one thing. It does more damage than low short DP. And low short DP is something you also never do. If you do like, let's say a cross-up body press. It combos, does it not, it might combo the expire? I don't remember. But you have to be like point blank. It combos to DP. If you do like a cross-up body press, then 360 versus low into uppercut is like a true mix-up. But of course 360 is really unsafe if they jump out, and fucking low into uppercut is really unsafe if they block. So you're gambling your life on that mix-up. But technically speaking, it's an extremely strong mix-up. Nice counter dives. I got really good at blocking those because one of my friends made this character. You can like see them on reaction. It's just purely matchup knowledge. If you know where his cross-up dives would be and he jumps at those ranges and does those dives at those timings, it's like, okay, this is going to be a cross-up. It's usually just like, it's hard for him to actually sneak one in against someone who knows T-Hawk. Plus on block, level 1 focus. Yeah, the instant recover dive is really strong no matter who you are. If you get like a dive to hit their toe, if you get like a super low connect dive, he'll land. And then it ends up being, instead of being like minus 15 or whatever it is, minus 20, it's like plus. And it's plus quite a lot. It's also, you're probably ready to punish it, but then he never like bounces back, so you're punished like, all of a sudden you could potentially get hit while looking for the punish. Super duper awkward situation. Great for T-Hawk. It's hard to do reliably though. Oh, but anyway, T-Hawk used to use low short into uppercut for that little mix-up, but now he uses low forward into uppercut for that little mix-up. So technically it does like fucking 30 more damage than it used to or whatever. So technically it was a buff. Technically it did help him. What a good punish. Holy shit. It's like he knew that was going to happen. There were a lot of things Chun-Li could be doing where that was a pretty good reply. That's the sound of a coin being put in, I think. Fun fact, medium uppercut to medium uppercut and medium uppercut to heavy uppercut do exactly the same damage. I feel like heavy uppercut looks a little more stylish. Ooh. This is generally really good for DJ. T-Hawk is a candidate for the actual worst character in the game. DJ being the worst character is kind of a meme, but also he's definitely not good. But this is a matchup where he's really strong. I suppose that was an upkick, he had charge. Generally speaking, the ability to keep T-Hawk out and the ability to get long-range punishes are like the two things that make T-Hawk's life hell. The ability to zone well is extremely useful too, because T-Hawk doesn't navigate zoning that well. So generally speaking, DJ is actually like three things that T-Hawk hates rolled into one character. Oof. That dive is super unsafe, but it does fuck up a lot of anti-airs. I would generally say it depends on the matchup. Those characters are like pretty similarly bad, but Honda's a lot better against certain characters than DJ, and vice versa. If you're fighting like a fucking, I don't know, a Kami, give me DJ 10 times out of 10. Or like a Faye. Honda was good for a while. By Ultra, he like fell off. His counter picks became common, and he lost one of his best tools, which was a very safe EX headbutt. He had like a hard to punish invincible reversal that was mostly just balanced by the fact that it cost bar and needed charge, back charge, which is the harder charge to keep. It's hard to say which is the harder charge to keep. A lot of knockdowns allow for a cross-up in this game. Depending on the cross-up, Honda can get an autocorrect headbutt. But if it's like a high one, he loses the ability to reverse. Nice. They call it the snackish special. A lot of people, if they don't have room to back up or back dash, they'll jump on reaction to a focus. So if you get the opponent cornered, ooh, Ultra. This will almost kill, but it won't kill, I don't think. Oof. Really cool combo. A lot of people, upon getting focused while they're cornered, will jump back. It's a super, super common reply that almost everyone does. And it's super easy to bait. If you do like a few frames of focus and then forward dash or back dash and then do an anti-air. The success rate of that is insanely high. It's like a really, really powerful technique. Ooh, punish. The frame trap. Stuff like that was not super duper common in this game. It was more like legitimate neutral plus like character specific mix-ups. I mean, that mix-up exists for everyone, delayed button presses and whatnot. But because grabs were 3 frames, it's kind of hard to counter hit them. You got more time to counter hit them now, so frame traps to beat earlier delayed throw attacks is a lot easier. That's one of many reasons. But just the removal of other types of mix-ups also makes that kind of frame trap more common in SF5 than SF4. Anyway, it always existed in SF4, and it was usually the mark of a really good player because it requires a lot of nuance compared to things like fucking did I run medium punch or run hard punch. You have to actually count your frames and get like good timing and whatnot. DJ's Ultra 2 actually does a fuck ton of damage. And you can land it for 1 bar off of a lot of things. The problem is the combo into it is 1 frame link. And also the combo, it requires a mid-screen dash ultra, which is kind of obnoxious to do, although not super duper hard. So you don't see it too often. One frame link into unsafe attack. Both of DJ's ultras are kind of hard to land. Not extraordinarily. Hard enough. That should have been sweep or something better. Very nice. This is probably really hard for Forte, actually. I've never really thought about this matchup. Somebody's got some nice weapons here. Medium Hazanshu has 1 more plus frame than the other 2 versions. From what I can tell, no reason at all. Tortilla. So you can duck under the run forward heavy punch, grab follow up, but not the run back one. This should work. And this probably kills. Full ultra. Chun-Li cannot alter her jump arc. Air lightning legs does not exist yet. Chun-Li also has like the 3rd most reactable jump in the entire game. Bison has some pretty cool ultras that never land. Oof. Light kick? Oh, he went for it. Didn't get it. That's an OTG. That's the only OTG in this game, I think. Omega has 2 more. But Ultra just has the 1. Oof. Got the link. Good reply. That was probably safe, but it looked super whack. EX Lightning, or EX Legs to Ultra will fuck Forte up, so it's not over. He's looking for it. Oh, there it goes. I don't remember how minus Gordita Sobat is. Yeah, I saw that. Chun-Li had just jumped at the start of Hakon's Ultra. And Chun-Li's jump was so fucking long duration. Nice reset. That jump is actually pretty hard to spot. I don't know. I guess OTG. And kind of regrounds them. I'll give that one the OTG pass. That's an OTG. Ooh. The friend I had who played El Forte was also the friend I had who played T-Hawk. I wonder if T-Hawk can't punish that, because that roundhouse looked pretty good and didn't do anything. If roundhouse doesn't punish, I don't know what the fuck would. That only works on a few characters. The Stand Strong works on either everyone or almost everyone. But the jab only works on, like, Bison. I forgot. Yeah, Key Bomb is one of the... Key Bomb is probably the single most buffed attack in Ultra. And it was already, like, a pretty good attack before, to be honest. They made it so fast, both in the way that it travels, plus what it could combo from. I think it only comboed from Stand Fierce before. But now the fact that it can combo from low forward. The fact that full charge is so fucking quick. He, like, covers half screen in, like, an instant. Yeah, it's a giant hitbox. Really high damage. Don't forget the EX1 has a counter hit. Wall bounce. Just for an extra fuck you. If you get his invincible EX... It doesn't happen often. I've only seen it a few times. But if you get his invincible Quesadilla Bomb as a counter hit, the opponent will bounce off the wall, and El Fuerte can juggle Stand Roundhouse into leg throw. For some pretty fucking beefy damage. It does like 300. If they made another version of this game, they would definitely nerf that. It's not 250. It's probably like fucking 200. Maybe even that. The thing is, it wouldn't counter hit very often because whatever you were doing, if you were doing something, it would probably whiff through him and then you get hit. It was fast in terms of the distance traveled, but it's not like super duper quick. I don't remember the startup. I doubt it's faster than 6 frames. He got it. He got the OTG. You can see that shit? 200 without counter hit. Never mind, it probably is about 250 then. I don't remember that combo being that strong. Is it really that strong? EX wall splat. Samanos leg throw. That seems like it would be about 400. That's disgusting. I remember it being pretty gross when it landed, so... It might have been that high. My special moves don't do more than about 150 in SF5. It's like rare to have a special move stronger than that. That. I think that'd work on anyone. I appreciate that he has to hold 3 kicks for quite a while to even be able to do that. But at the same time, Jesus Christ. Very nice. Oh, the armor cancel. Frame 1 armor, and then a buffer to Ultra. You just get the run if you're not hit on your first frame of Wake Up. But if you are hit on your first frame of Wake Up, you get the Ultra comes out. Yake's Bird is pretty good against El Fuerte. That's a super nice weapon in this matchup. Oh, that's just disgusting. Why does he have so much invincibility while he's jumping? Stylish finish. Fun fact, Chun-Li's Ultra 2 is actually even more unsafe than her Ultra 1. On block, that is. Low profile anti-air, very cool. Ooh, that was a sick whip punish, actually. Chun-Li sweep is fucking hella good in this game, as you would hope. Oof. Whiff focuses are really unsafe. Quesadilla bomb. I didn't meet him. Very nice. Backdash is a good thing to do there, but didn't dodge the splat this time. Very nice. That's hard to do. They balanced a lot of Fuerte on. It's so hard that most people won't be able to do it, and therefore it's okay that it's nasty. They did that a lot in older titles, but it's really horrible when you actually get those good players. Yun is that in Street Fighter 3. It's like it's hard, so it's okay that it's busted. The entire V-ism in Alpha 3 is that. It's hard, so it's okay if it's busted. I'm sure there's some even cleaner examples somewhere. It's kind of true, a little bit. If something's hard, it is a little bit more okay that it's busted. I understand the logic behind it. Run follow-ups from wall jumps. Thanks, Capcom. Let me just jump in and grab you from the wall. That could have been a jump off the wall for a fucking full screen. Imagine if Rashid could do that. I remember failing to block fucking Rashid off the wall down towards me and kick. But imagine if he could land on you and throw you. Probably kill myself. Ooh. Some good ass pressure. 50N is a known forte. He's quite a good player. Ryu is actually not very bad in this game, even though he catches a lot of flack for being underwhelming. It was like a thing a little bit for to put Ryu low on tier lists. That being said, compared to Evil Ryu, Ryu is a lot more plain and a lot more easy and generally worse. So that's definitely going on. It might have been because I played Evil Ryu a lot more than Ryu, but I played a lot of both of them, and I've got to say that fucking, for whatever reason, I was so much better at hitting Evil Ryu's one frame length than Ryu's. Oh. Bye. Oh, that was the right punish. Forte's anti-airs are kind of weird. That Crush Fierce is probably the best one. Well, the best one are his ultras. Look at it! He was too far away to get close right now, but he got the Gordita Sobot. Crush jab? Yep. Anti-air focus, you don't have a good follow-up for most characters. Anti-air level 2 focus. But a lot of characters can get a jab. Forte, that's like all he can get. And he did it. Oh, he had a combo there. Forte's stand jabs don't chain, and they're a pretty hard link. But his crouch jabs do chain. So he'd prefer to get crouch jabs. It's like a one-frame link for repeated far jabs, I think, for Forte. Low profile. That demon flip might have been an accident. Must be nice, being able to sweep punish that. Ugh, no punish. You don't see the run slide very often. Almost always when Fortes want to do something like that, they do run, stop, sweep. Because the Forte sweep is only -1. The run slide is a bit faster, naturally. It's like a faster attack anyway, but also stopping takes time. Albeit not very much. The Vortex, that's it, baby. Forward throw into dash in, medium demon flip into various things. Oh, that combo would have maybe killed. He had quite a lot of damage on the table there. The fucking meaty demon flip slide. EX Tatsu. That's good too. That was a bit more risky, but more rewarding because it recovers faster. So he could have landed into the Ultra still, maybe. He hadn't committed yet, so he could have done one of various things to keep himself midair. He chose EX Air Fireball. I knew what to do there because I play Shadows. And Ken, Evil Ryu, or not Ken, but Evil Ryu and Ryu and Akuma all do that. If they need to pause midair to prevent themselves from landing on something, they can EX Tatsu. Very cool. By Fierce Cancel. He got that in Ultra. Ultra had so many really cool changes. I feel like I know almost every Ultra change just offhand. Yeah. Ultra had a lot of the changes that characters have been waiting for forever. Like Ultra Geef got safe Green Hand. All versions of Green Hand were unsafe on hit for like the entire lifespan of Street Fighter 4 up until that point. And by Ultra, it's like, okay, if you do light Green Hand on hit only, it's -2. Yeah, this is supposed to be one of the really bad ones. It's tricky because Geef's damage output is really high, and he moves faster than he looks like he does in this game. That's not necessarily true, but he can sneak in. And once he gets that SPD, things are a lot better for him. That was a whiff punish. I mean, a punish. That was this game. This game added that. People ignored it. People treated it like it didn't exist. This game had version select. That's probably true. I don't know. Akuma's got decent normals in this matchup too. Even just sweep is pretty obnoxious for Geef. It says Kenzo for the Akuma. Kantano is a really famous player. I didn't even mention that. Kantano is considered to be like the Geef in Japan. He's like their Snake Eyes, but he doesn't. I don't think he plays SF5 at all, and I think he only played SF4 in like Japanese arcades, and he didn't get into it until really late. But he's really known for Alpha Geef. And I want to say he plays ST Geef as well. Once his theme is kicking. Kantana is like one of the biggest arcade goblins in the world. He's been pumping quarters into arcade machines like every day since like 1990. He's unbelievably prolific. It's not like he's like super duper successful. He is. He's quite a good player. But just the sheer amount that he's played like knocks most people out of the water. He's like logged some of the most arcade hours of any fucking player. That's always Geef. Dedicated Geef main. Only plays games that have Geef in them. I never saw him in SF4 until like more recently, near the end of the game's life. You can find loads of fucking Alpha 3 footage of him playing Geef. Ooh. Yeah, I've definitely seen Kenzo around. This Akuma. During Nacho streams. He's in there for a lot of them. That move is so fucking good. It is unreal how good EX air fireball is in this game. I mean, it's not that unreal. If you've played Street Fighter 5, it's not a far cry from... Ooh, look at that combo. It's not a far cry from Akuma VT1 air fireball. Cool combo. Just imagine if VT1 Akuma air fireball. Imagine if Akuma could literally do that whenever he wanted to for 1 bar. He lost a hit. That EXDP is supposed to be 3. That extra hit would have added a lot of damage. Very nice punish. I mean, it is a Japanese name. Vortex. Low profile is good there. You didn't do it that time. Optimal. Guard broken. That palm breaks armor, baby. Remember Kuma overhead palm? Those were the days. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's the closest thing there is to a hard counter to focus. Is wait patiently into delayed backdash. That's like the single best thing you can do. Nice punish. Empty jump buffer demon actually would work there. Can't believe I didn't punish. Excuse me. Forte sweep recovers so goddamn fast. Pretty good. That far roundhouse turns into an overhead. Red focus for max damage. Red focus does, I think, 1.5 times the damage of a regular focus. So it's quite powerful. This is the fucking outfit and color I choose. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog T-Hawk. Sonic the Werehog. Light SPD. T-Hawk has this awkward thing where his different SPD versions will leave him different distances from the opponent. Light SPD leaves you the closest, so even though it has the least damage by far, it's often the one you want to use. That ended up being kind of silly, so they went the other direction with Geef in Street Fighter 5, where the hard one does the most damage and has the best Oki, but is the hardest to land, which is makes more sense overall. There's less decision making from the player. which is bad. If you have hard SPD as an option, you want the hard SPD oftentimes. And that's that. T-Hawk has to actually choose. But it's kind of silly that T-Hawk like gets a punish opportunity and doesn't even take his max damage punish. Just to get fucking Oki, and then his Oki doesn't even lead to anything. It's just like, okay. Very nice. Against Shotos, T-Hawk can do light SPD and then neutral jump and dive kick at the right timing, and it's a cross-up dive kick. And by dive kick, I mean counter dive. It's a dank setup. That slight walk forward. Do the most played characters. Do Kyo. Did you do Kyo? I remember an Iori one. People ignore like 2/3 of the SNK cast, don't they? In CBS2. I don't see SNK characters that much. I see certain ones. I see the fucking girl with the sword that she constantly pulls out. The Iaido girl. Hibiki. Isn't she like secret top tier? D44 BAS did a tier list not so long ago, and he talked about the technically most optimal team. He was like, there's no current player of this team, but like this team is technically the strongest team in the game and has the fewest counter picks. He used, I think, what was in his opinion the second strongest team in the game. But he had some character that was a counterpick to all the most played characters. I forget who it was. It might have been Hibiki. It's like this character has a good matchup against fucking Sagat and Blanca and fucking, I don't remember, Bison. A lot of the super top tiers. He was like, this character is really good. Very anti-meta. And an optimal team will use this character. I forget what it was. It was probably in an Event Hubs article, but I don't remember. I could probably find it if I tried. If you just search D44 Bass tier list, you might find it. Or like optimal teams or something. It was kind of neat listening to like the unquestioned best character though. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was kind of neat listening to the like best player. Oh, don't choke this. Okay, she had to jump or something. I don't know what the fuck she had to do. That's not a fast ultra by any means. I imagine she could have held up after the freeze. Then again, Chun-Li doesn't jump very quickly. It's actually one of the slowest ultras in the game, if memory serves. Anyway, it was neat hearing like the best player of that game talking about how there was still like deeper tech in the game that was unrealized. And he knew, like, he knew a little bit what the tech was, which was the most interesting part. Saying there's no info around, but you're not even watching, not even reading James Chen's Game FAQs guide. I really like Relative's archetype. I don't think he's the most shining example of that archetype. But I appreciate they tried to add whatever he is. Kind of defensive pokey kind of character. You got shades of rushdown on him. It's not like he can't rush down. We just saw it right there. I was just memeing. What was this fucking guide on? I imagine he had a few. I think he had one on what the different groups did. But, like, it's really obvious some of the things the different groups do. But then there's some really subtle things they do as well. Like, it's not common knowledge how long the parry timing is, I think, for, like, Just Defend or P-Groove. There's, like, a lot of subtle things to the mechanics. And he was, like, one of the only guys to really observe those. Yeah, how juggles work. That fireball was almost certainly unsafe to a Rolento Crush jab. Rolento's Crush jab goes really far and can punish some alarming stuff. That was it, we just saw it. He can actually punish fireballs from like a ton of ranges mid-screen. Like he might have been able to punish that one. Might work. Got him. This might kill. Give him a health. Pretty strong ultra. Not quite. Nice. Rolento is maybe good. None of the ultra characters are super fleshed out. Rolento is probably the second worst one. Some people like to put him in top 10. I probably wouldn't. All the ultra characters have like a huge range of places, depending on who you ask. Even like Elena or DiCapri will be at the top of some players' tier list and like mid of others. Better than Poison? I don't think so. Poison's a character that no one agrees on. I think Poison's top 5. Or like top 10 at least. She's hella good. Maybe not top 5. Top 10. I like top 10. I have a top 5 for the game. My number 1 is Evil Ryu. Then Elena. Then DiCapri. All three of those are about the same spot, which is fucking super top. I forget the other ones. If I looked at the tier list, I'd know them instantly. I think I usually tentatively list Yun and then remember that I don't think Yun, but I forget who would be in his place. Same with Seth. I usually like think about Seth for a second. I'm like, maybe not. Akuma, he's maybe up there. Ken is also maybe somewhere around there. Ken is probably top 10, but if he's not top 10, he's top 15. But he's like good enough that he might be top 5, but probably not. Ken is probably worse than Akuma and definitely worse than Evil Ryu, but not extraordinarily worse than either one. Very nice. I can't believe I didn't kill. Yeah, build that meter. With 360s. He could whiff a 360 and eat a fireball. That'd be like actually fine for him at this stage of the match. No anti-airs. Come on, take the win. Now you could die. Okay, there we go. Imagine if Chun-Li ultraed right then. Ultra probably wouldn't have even killed him. I'm used to like Omega Chun-Li's Ultra 2 damage now. But it's actually weak as fuck in this game. Are X-Rays just gone? In MK11? I see there's fucking fatal attacks and whatnot. But there's no way to have like 3 bars at all, right? Or 4 or whatever. I like realized that while I was watching MK11 footage. I was like, where the fuck are the X-rays? Wait a sec, these things couldn't exist. Will a fatal attack always kill? I know you can only do them while the opponent has low HP. But did they do enough HP that it kills once they're at that low HP? MK usually has a lot of scaling, so I imagine... Oh! This is some Mexican taunt. Mutual respect from Mexican grapplers. Oh, you have to be low HP. Okay, never mind. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was like, Astral finishes. That roundhouse punished. Maybe only EX1 can't be punished by roundhouse. He probably has a slow dash in SF5 because he has a slow dash in SF4. But he had to have a slow dash in SF4, otherwise level 2 focus dash in would be too nutty. They had to make it really minus. So all the grapplers have really slow dashes for the most part. So he has like a slow dash for legacy reasons. SF4 was, I think, Geef's first ever dash. I mean, technically he had that weird run grab in Marvel. But Geef had never been in a game with dashing before, I think. A lot of characters hadn't. Street Fighter 4 was most characters' first time having EX moves. It's kind of funny to think about. Honda EX Headbutt didn't exist until SF4. Now EX moves are like a core Street Fighter mechanic. Hakan makes his own rules because he's he can just cancel the dash outright. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with Dalsim's focus. Not only does Dalsim have one of the fucking yeah, I figured out well. Not only does Dalsim have one of the I think the range is okay. Not only does Dalsim have one of the worst dashes in the game for like post focus, but for whatever reason, his focus only does like 2/3 the damage of all their focuses. Focuses don't have uniform damage, but they usually have a pretty close range of damage. Whatever, focus charging is pretty uniform too. But his like level 2 focus does like fucking 60 or something. It's like, what is this? Level 3 focus is 90. He might be like 110. I don't remember what it is. It's like noticeably weaker than other characters. Most level 3 focuses do between like 140 and 160. But Sims does like 100. It's like, okay. Oh yeah, he expires the best move in the whole game. Optimal. E-Expire is, in a vacuum, one of the better fucking moves in the game. Unfortunately, T-Hawk doesn't even have great tools to fucking abuse it. I wonder if someone could make a hack of this game that just had all the fucking special moves in a list. Like my fucking theoretical fighting game. And you can just choose which 3 fucking special moves you bring into battle with you. The armor break, the really fast recovery. This game isn't exactly bleeding grapplers. But no game needs more ignorant grapplers. But the true grapplers of this game is actually a pretty short list. It's like Aol, Zangief, Seth, I suppose, T-Hawk, Hakan. That's about it. Most of the other command grabs on characters that aren't those guys are pretty slow. Oh, Hugo. I forgot Hugo. Fuerte doesn't have a traditional command grab, so I didn't count him. In terms of lore, he's a grappler for sure, but he's pretty much his own little unique thing in terms of gameplay. You don't fight him like a grappler anyway. Cool, Ender. That doesn't work on everyone, I think. Abel's a wide boy. Honda has a really good jump strong. Pretty much every air normal that was like kind of notable for having a nice hitbox in like Street Fighter 2 or whatever game it came from, they tried to maintain that in this game. They tried to make certain normals have really recessed start boxes because the game they came from would have a really recessed start box. Stuff like Kami Jump Strong and Honda Jump Strong. And then some normals had really giant hitboxes and they tried to maintain that too. Like Sakura Jump Runhouse. It's curious that they actually thought that was worth preserving. I guess it kind of is. But what they ended up nerfing a lot of them. Honda's Jump Strong used to be better than it is now. What it ended up doing was creating situations where a character's dedicated anti-air would actually fail to beat a jump normal. You saw that a lot in like AE and like Super. You'd see someone go for like a crouch fierce anti-air and then Sakura Jump Fierce would just beat it and be like, oh. Thanks, Capcom. So even though they tried to maintain that early on, they ended up averting a lot of it. They ended up normalizing characters jumping normals. In Street Fighter 5, air normals are pretty normalized. They never even fucked around with it that much. Especially after Season 3 was the one where they really tried to make sure that all heavy normals had recessed start boxes in the same way. The same amount of recession. Very cool. Good selection. I actually didn't know that about Yun. A matchup played entirely with Lightstone and Stairman House. Suppose I didn't punish. Just a bit too far. Ooh. It's easy to be a Cody player and not even know about Lightstone. It's quite good. The thing about the stones... Oh, back strong got beat by early jump medium kick. Early jump medium kick the god. The thing about the stones is that you lose range of the lighter versions, but the lighter versions get a fuck ton more hit stun in return. Hit stun and block stun. Maybe not a fuck ton, but like impressively more. Like hard rock might be like +8 or whatever, and then fucking light rock is like +11. Or plus 12s. Stuff like that. If that's individually programmed like that, they probably had something that was like some scenario where that was necessary, which is really bizarre to think about. Very nice punish. It actually wasn't, I guess. Could have been a lot worse. Oof. Big oof. I'm tired. Still got 8 minutes of this video. Oh, that was criminal. That was completely criminal. Geef has a bit of hurtbox wonkiness. His body is nowhere near as big as it appears to be in battle. In particular, his airborne frames, his legs are like immune for pretty much every air normal he has. Plus, also, I think they're just immune naturally. Right there, we saw normal whiff through them. He has some really weird leg immunity during one of his real animations too. I have a video of me whiffing a close range Vega clutch medium kick, crouch medium kick between Geef's legs. I do like jump fierce and he reels backwards, and I do crouch medium kick and it just whiffs even though I'm like almost next to him. And it's just like, wow, what the fuck was that? I audibly gasped. Ooh. A little strong. You don't see that almost ever. Geef had a lot of really awkward normals. In this game. Geef only uses like a third of his tool set. Geef has like a monopoly on useless tools. The low strong you don't see very often. He wanted an ultimate suplex, but he got the running bear. That was unbelievably awkward. He was like 1 pixel too far away. Or maybe 1 pixel too early. 1 nanosecond too early. That's the annoying thing about ultimate suplex, is if it comes out as a running bear, you're fucking really... you get fucked up. Very nice. That's like kinda true. Running bear doesn't do a whole lot in this game. It's probably a little bit better in 5. But still not like... I don't know. There's other similar moves that are kind of better. Bull Revenger, perhaps. Meat Squasher in 3 for sure. Meat Squasher in this game, almost certainly. Meat Squasher's like as reactable, but a lot more rewarding. Meat Squasher has better mechanics in 3, because Meat Squasher in 3 is a raging demon. The grab frames are just there until he touches you, in which case you get grabbed. It can't whiff until it's like plays out a really long animation. Running bear will whiff if you're not throwable and he reaches you, which makes it a lot easier to punish. You can do stuff like if you do like a normal cancel to Meat Squasher in 3rd strike, Hugo will run at you until you become throwable and then throw you. But Geef, if you do like a cancel into running bear, if you're not throwable yet, when Geef touches you, he'll whiff it and then you're punishable. It's like, okay, this is a million times worse. Meat Squasher has this nice thing that looks quite a lot like Lariat. Not a whole lot, but like enough like Lariat that in the moment you could maybe confuse them. And the beauty of that is that when you see Lariat, you definitely want to hold down back and not do anything. But if you see Meat Squasher, you have to hold up back or hit something. Or hold up, rather. Holding down back and not hitting any buttons is the worst thing. Neat. Dogs, 2.5 frame jab, recovered in time. I'm guessing it probably can't hit on that fucking first frame. How does that work? Or is it just the ultimate suplex? How does that work? I don't know what's going on there. If so, I'm guessing the opponent has to be a certain distance away for it to even come out, in which case it can't hit on that frame. Very nice reaction. Turnaround punch uses no charges or directional charges, so you can have ultra stocked when you land it. And juggled tap into Ultra 1 as a combo. It's hella good. Tap has a generally low risk, decent reward. The chip is good, it's -2. It's got some invincibility here and there. It's a nice hitbox. Not too hard to space. Generally a really, really good move. Then you factor in its way of chasing backdashes, and then leading to ultra if it hits a backdash. This is pretty good. Ooh. PR Rog mashed the fuck out of tap. That's one of his signatures. He do really close range taps. Oh, look at that. That only combos on counter hit. Cody has to bank a bar on a guess of getting counter hit, but if he gets it, he gets so much damage. Even if you don't ultra, he gets like a Crouch Fierce there or something. I just fucking Stand Fierce, EX Rocks, Crouch Fierce, Tornado does so much damage. Oh, it fell out. That almost always combos unless you're at absolute max range, which he was. Oh. Delayed stand EX headbutt. Easy plays. I think it's only ultra, right? Anywhere. Close strong. What kind of new meta is this? Ooh. I thought that worked, to be honest. I'm surprised it didn't work there. I think he might actually be able to do level 2 focus there. Oh, it ended. He can do that in Omega. I don't know if he can do that in Ultra. He might only be off of the heavy overhead. Heavy overhead into level 2 focus crumple. You'd like never do that because you can already link out of it, but it would give you a confirm into Dirty Bull. But you'd never do that because you're not running Dirty Bull if you're a sane human being. I didn't start looking into that for a while, to be honest. There's a lot of characters who have combos into crumples. It took me a while to think to look to that in Omega. But there's quite a few characters who have, like, that as a 2-bar route. And I never thought to, like, think about it. Never thought to think about it. Where it's, like, one of their special moves. Like, fucking T-Hawk Spire. T-Hawk can do, the first hit of his 2-hit Spire and then combo a level 2 focus. And then he can get either Ultra off of that. That's 2 bars. There were a couple more. Honda has a few. That gives him Ultra 2. Guy has a crumple on EX Shoulder that doesn't even have the focus hitting. EX Shoulder just crumples for its first hit, but you'd never notice unless you have Fade seed it. since the 2 hits are really quick. But Balrog can do his overhead dash punch into, yeah, I know only Omega guy. I'm talking about Omega right now. I was saying I didn't think to look for it in Omega until recently. As a 2-bar route. As a 2-bar route that a lot of characters have. Goken's quarter circle forward kick, where he kind of steps on your foot. That combos to crumple. Of course, the EX1 crumples for 1 bar, but you know, different things for different tools for different situations. It's cool. Elena had that in Ultra. I think medium dash punch into red focus works with Rog, doesn't it? Rog's focus range is so shit. That's the annoying thing about him. He's got like the smallest focus range of any character. Medium dash punch has abnormally low pushback specifically to allow a red focus combo, I think. They like thought about that. I don't want to start another video because it's almost 6 a.m. and I'm tired. But also I'm not quite ready to leave yet. What's his name? Let's watch PR Balrog. Let's watch that one Tokido match. I haven't seen that one in forever. Not Evo. Final round? I don't think that was it. Maybe it was. TTC Murder Face. I think this was it. I remembered really liking this this set. Remembered having a really good time watching this live. Tokido entered his TTC Murder Face.
Again, it's 3 out of 5, and Tokido's coming from winners. So TMG PR Ball is going to have to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5.
Nice OS there.
What version was this? AE 2012? No, just regular SAE.
Oh no, crash race a little bit early.
I don't like these fucking people talking. Have it be nice and silent. Balrog cannot duck the second roundhouse. I think that's -1. The fact that it leads to a full combo and it's safe is so good. Tokido's such a monster. He's such a man to beat. I love USA versus Japan matches so much. So exciting. I always get really hyped. This must be how it is to fucking watch sports. That whiff there, because it was so far out. There's certain characters who whiffs always. Like Elena. Maybe an attempted super. That was like a bad OS. Rock has chaining jabs, so he can do crouch jab into jab plus roundhouse, and that'll give you crouch jab, OS, crouch roundhouse on a backdash, but it'll just give you 2 crouch jabs on hit. Or block. Very easy. Any character with chains can do that. You can do it with a staggered input for characters who don't have chains. The stagger's a bit harder though. He's definitely taking his time. Super might punish that sweep. This is so important. Yeah, no, you're right. I was just thinking about it. I didn't even think about whether it'd be a good idea. Rock Super is quite good, but you don't see it too much. I can say that about almost any super in this game. There's a few supers that aren't very good at all. But Rocks is quite good. It's kind of picky to get an Ultra Punish on a Fireball. It's not as free as it looks. Oftentimes you'll like Ultra and then you'll like still eat the Fireball. Because you did it too early. Super has a lot more invincibility to Fireballs than Ultra does. I think it's faster too. You've got pretty much the same juggles into it. Fun fact, Ultra Freezes are not all the same length. Certain Ultras take a really long time to play out the Ultra Freeze frame. Damn, this was a good set. I'm watching it and remembering. Fire Fierce Anti, I remember that. That was cool. I miss when characters had like 3 different anti-airs that were all good at different ranges. There's a few characters like that in SF5. But a lot of characters just have like a pretty generally great anti-air. And then if it's out of range, then you have nothing. But the range will be wider than most of the anti-air ranges in this game. Like Kuma's Crouch Fierce in this game is really fucking narrow. Got him. They technically maintained Guile, Stay Medium Kick, and Crouch Fierce. So you actually won't get the forward if you just hold down back and it turns into down forward. That won't count as a forward motion for your Ultra. In order for it to, you have to change direction in order for it to count. You will lose charge though. So what he does is like hold down back, which turns into down forward, and then he'll do like to up back, which is now up forward. And then that'll be back forward. I like lab that a little bit. It's a little bit more technical than it looks, but it's not very hard. Oof. If it's teleport behind you, you can react. Well, you can kind of react either way. It's just the motion has to be different depending on whether he teleports behind you or in front of you, which is awkward. Technically, you can just do like 6 directions, and that'll work regardless of which way the opponent goes. You can do like charge back into fucking forward, back, forward, back, forward. You'll get an Ultra going either direction. The game will just be like, what's going on? Here's an Ultra. Yeah, you've got to wait a little bit. You've got to give him time to actually go to the other side if he teleports forward. That was a really bad super, goes without saying. It was a valiant effort. That super is pretty quick, but it's not fast enough to hit that kind of demon flip, which is like, that only has like a couple frames of recovery if it's done perfectly. Turkida's English is actually pretty good, thanks. It's like one of the best fucking of any Japanese player of any Japanese pro you see regularly. Ew. I've heard Daigo speak English. It is horrible. Ask me how my Japanese is. It's bad. Not only is it bad, it's rusty. It's bad and rusty. Let's put it like this. I tried to ask Mester that one time. Remember that story? Tried to ask Mesker for a fight, but I forgot the word for battle. I didn't know the word for fight, so I said Tatakao. I tried to use Tatakao. It was like fucking Tatakai. But I couldn't remember the word. I like wasn't sure if that was the word. I thought it was Atatakai, which means warm. So I like went up to him and said warm with a question. But he got it. He understood. He fucking followed me to a fucking station. We played. He knew because I was the way I phrased the verb, but it was just kind of funny. Tokido looks so invincible sometimes. But you can definitely see Akuma's low health and Balrog's high damage output. Like, Akuma's control of the neutral is so much better. Not so much better, but like it's noticeably better. But then you see how many hits he needs versus how many hits Balrog needs, and that makes up the difference. Tokido has a hard time landing his really... Akuma has a hard time landing his really powerful stuff too. Like, it's easy to find like a fucking series of hits into a sweep or maybe a light Tatsu DP. But landing an ultra is not easy. But Rog landing an ultra is something that could maybe happen every round. It's not that hard. That was fucking so good. That was brave from fucking Tokido. Wake up, teleport forward from that far away was such a ham play. That's super. I'm strong. Stun is a threat. Kuma's low ass dizzy. Oh, Kuma's low ass dizzy. Okay. That jump's strong. It's a cool decision, but it didn't quite hit. Really silly looking normal. Balrog has a couple normals where he just kind of swings his arm in a very non-human way. Stand strong and jump strong. The two I'm thinking of. I don't remember when select button plank became really well known. It was definitely known in Japan before it was really utilized in the US. I remember people talking about it like it was secret Japanese tech. Fun fact, you can do it in arcade machines too, which don't have a select button. The P1 button also works for select blinking / P2 button. It's just the way the game is coded. They had many opportunities to remove it and they never did. Blinking, that is. And backlinking as well. AKA select button blinking. It's a feature. Very nice. Capcom devs, especially back in old and golden times, were very strong proponents of emergent gameplay. We'll find out if they still believe in emergent gameplay if Blanca ends up. Imagine if like the fucking patch for the Blanca time stop just made it so that consumed the super, and that was their fix. I feel like that would make it actually decently fair. It would still be too stupid. It still breaks too many rules of the game. Fucking young Saban. It still gives him literally unavoidable setups. If it didn't do that, if they kept it but he didn't have the half circle back punch. This is a, I think. I mean, it'll usually be like unavoidable 50-50s. It depends on the character. Depends on the pair of characters, I guess, because oftentimes it depends on whether the opponent has like meter to reversal. Smart. But there's a difference between, like, I agree that there's a certain point where a number of 50-50s is just like, you're probably dead. But at the same time, like, a move that's literally guaranteed to hit and guaranteed to do damage versus the ability to create, like, 3 coin flips in a row safely. It's important to keep that ability to win. If you just get lucky. Oh, he held it as an accent for sure. The double dash punch for max meter build. Balrog's mix-up is pretty pure. The mix-up between dash punches is pretty risky and also reactable. Apart from that, he's mostly just got good normals. And he just has to ride that to victory. Hello. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they were very useful to you. There are a couple characters who have literal guaranteed wins off of trigger, but they're all unblockable setups, I think. And they require a very specific trigger activation, usually a crush counter sweep. My stream, if I ever have a Twitch upload, my Twitch is automatically placed into the description of the video. I never put it in any video, but it's automatically placed in certain ones. Anti-air dash punch is this really awkward situation for Rog because it's JP1, and he technically has a few things that can juggle after an anti-air dash punch, but to get an anti-air dash punch at all, he has to have no charge anymore. He has to have just used the charge to get the fucking dash punch. I don't remember him ever having a -10 headbutt, to be honest. Remember Vanilla Ken's light DP recovery? That shit fucking, oh my god. Oof. Sean Monks is what's up. You're right. Sean Monks is a base co-op game. Oh. Ooh, that was nice. That was like zero risk until fucking Young Tokido too. That was like zero risk until Ultra. One of these days. I don't like Armageddon Conquest mode as much as Deception. I'll probably do both at some point though. There's so many games like Shell and Monks, but there are so few games like Shell and Monks that try to have co-op. And I don't understand why. Nice, caught him. Caught the sweep. This shit was so close. The worst teleport in history. I understand what he was going for there. He was trying to get Balrog to like try and chase it the other way, while still being invincible to like a meteor or whatever. But that kind of thing, you just kind of sit in place and the recovery is easy to hit. But he was probably expecting if he got punished to get punished. There's the super on a sweep. He was expecting if he got punished to get punished by something like Balrog sweep. What are the greatest co-op games of all time? I bet there have been a lot lately that I don't know about. Kirby Superstar / Pretended Dreamland. Legend of Mana, maybe? Or like the quintessential co-op games. Couch co-op. Good ass punish. If that gets all the hits, it's only like -1, I think. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are extremely strong. Yeah, it definitely could have been teleport the other way. Rog could have, from where Rog was standing, he could have reacted to either one and done the same punish to hit either one. Hard to chase that. You see how far he teleports? It's hilarious how far teleport goes in Omega for Akuma. It's so tiny. It goes about half screen. It's very small. Yeah, I did. PSO is what I would maybe call co-op. MMO is just good enough for me. If it's like small, if it's a low player, if two players works. I would want the beat 'em up I would make to be co-op. That would be a very core part of it for me. Beat 'em up with loots. Imagine, oh, he might be still safe to that. Yeah, I remember that. That's such a hard charge to do. He probably could have killed with sweep. Maybe not. That was such a cool fucking ultra, though. It was great. Yes, I suppose. Depends on how long it is. That was a bad EXDP for that. It was like stun was coming. I think Rog has 1,000 stun. I need to sleep someday. I work today, but I don't work till 8 p.m., so 8 p.m. to midnight shift tonight. One of the Lost Planet games supposedly has great co-op, but I don't know which one. I never played co-op in Pikmin, but that's supposed to be good, right? N++ has a fantastic co-op mode. I don't know if Pikmin had co-op. I thought it did. I don't remember if 2 did. I feel like it did, but I could be wrong. And I thought 3 did, but I've literally never played it. Pikmin 1 didn't. Ugh. This isn't even a video. Try harder. Search query Sefric. Two minutes. This is vanilla, baby. No Seth unlocked. Classic vanilla. You want to play Seth in tournament? Fuck you. Remember Vanilla Sakura? Oh my god, the way this guy plays. That was fast! That was fast recovery. See how fast that DP recovered? Light DP is surprisingly quick to start up too. It's only like 4 frames. This combo nerd. Remember plus 4 EX Tatsu? Those are the days. God, Vanilla was something else. Seeing that full screen EX Sakura Senpu or whatever. What the fuck is that move called? Sakura Otoshi. This made me insanely jealous all of a sudden. I'm so used to Street Fighter 5 Sakura Otoshi, which is very, very strict in the context in which you can use it. Pretty slow startup, 1 range only. Is that true? You're remain until Ultra? Yuru is shitty. Maybe you could kick Yuru's ass and it's fucking... He was never my main at all. Ugh. Fucking hard thought too. He had no meter though. But an Ultra would have been nice. The jab after KO. Uptime 6 hours 15 minutes. Nice replay, nerd. Yeah, I'll play MK11. Count on it. I might even make some tutorials for it. Don't count on that though. Does Dudley having a Freddie Mercury alt confirm that he's Indian? I played Broly Legs once. I can't lie, the whole time I was playing him, I was thinking about like what his weird control scheme prevented him from being able to do and how I could exploit that. I don't think the stream is frozen. Someone tells Zeta Zeta that things are working, provided they are in fact working. I'm not gonna lie, the entire time I was fighting Broly Legs, I was thinking about how to exploit his disability. Whether I could, rather. Nice punishes. I love that combo. That's actually really hard to hit. Everything about that is hard. Generally speaking, Smug is one of the best players in the lifespan of this game at hitting those tight links. And it's not even just the tight links, he gets the tight juggles too. Oh, he was the one who got punished, wasn't he? Rashido. Yeah, it's like a 3-frame uppercut, isn't it? I seem to recall it's quite fast. Dudley's hard upper. I thought the infinite did work on Rock. I don't remember who it fucking works on. It's only like 2 characters. 4. Jump, jab, instant overhead. Remember those? There's still a couple of them in Street Fighter 5. They're not gone, but there aren't many. It's only like 3 or 4. I made a video of all of them once. It was more than 4, but it wasn't a lot. Most of them require that air normal first. Oof. That's like good even on block, so. Stun really could still happen. There it is. Yes. It could have been me since I know that, and I spread it around every now and then. Love these combos. That looked like he... That looked like it lost a hit. Am I high? I gotta see that again. Something about the way that machine gun blow hit looks really strange. No, that was all of them. It's just heavy machine gun blow leaves you so close to the opponent. That's what looks strange about it. So I forgot just how fucking close in Ultra it left you. He had an EX ducking follow up there. No, he didn't because he has no meter. You get 3 of those on counter hit, I think, but only 2 normally. Something about counter hit makes the first scratch on us launch higher, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe it just doesn't inflict juggle state for the first one. If it's counter hit. JP0. I remember it being 2 normally and 3 if you get a counter hit, but I don't remember why. Oh, nice. That's such a good reply. That's kind of late, don't you think? This is a fucking problem. That's a good thing. You found out in advance. Return them. Buy you something else. Oh, okay, never mind. Don't do anything. Alright, you want to know the actual thing you should do? You should tell her what happened, and then the 2 of you should share in how funny it is. And then you should fucking relish that and call back on it. You should be like, hey, remember that time I was going to get you metal dice, and I got them for you, and then you told me candidly that you didn't like them? And then both of you will laugh. That's like that's what you should actually do. Is create a story for future use out of the stupidity of the scenario. You should actually, like, when you give them to her, you should say that. Be like, hey, babe, remember when you said you didn't like metal dice? I got you some. Good shit. And then with her, you should talk about what you can do. Fucking, you should talk about whether you should return them and what you could get her instead. There you go. Relationship advice with Befal. By the way, I'm a hugless, kissless virgin. I don't know how much metal dice cost, so I don't know if it's actually worth returning them. Are we talking like fucking $5 here? Are we talking like $14? Are we talking like 80? How many dice are there? I just want to see a price tag. 36. That's maybe worth getting a return on. They do look nice. Dice are kind of like a one-time thing, you know? You buy them and then you just have them, especially metal ones. It's okay to spend a lot of money on a one-time thing. I wouldn't say 36 is a lot of money, but it might be a lot of money for dice. Not sure how much I'm not sure what the maximum amount I would pay for dice is, but I don't play any board games. I swear to God, I'm on the cusp of falling asleep. That was fucking hella good. Justin Wong actually changed mains to Elena in this game, and then like approximately 2 minutes later, the game died. He played Rufus, and then he had like a fake main change into Rose, and I think there was one other character he played casually, and then he was like, you know, I really feel Elena, and then he quit, or he didn't quit, but like everyone else quit. Street Fighter 5 came out like the next day. Justin Wong is a strong proponent of picking your battles, but he would wait quite a while to actually do it, and oftentimes the opportunity wouldn't come. Fire on us to catch the backdash or the fucking, I don't know what, crouch tech. But Dudley woke up jab. Fire roundhouse leads to an ultra. It's also got immune legs. Rufus has a lot of bullshit like that. Invincible legs. Rufus has such an easy Ultra 1 to land, but also that's a really big core part of his game. It's like pretty easy to land it, but most of his fucking combos don't lead to anything if not Ultra 1. So it's like, yeah, you can get your Ultra 1, but if you get more setups that same fucking round, they don't do anything. It ends up being pretty fair at the end of the day. Even though most people agree that Rufus is pretty disgusting on several levels, he was never super duper broken. The strongest he ever was probably vanilla. Although he was a pretty consistent high tier. One of the most consistent. I think this Ultra does more damage than this other one. And this is more ideal after a crumple. Yeah, that's guaranteed. Smart. Is it the other way around? Should he have done the other one? Oh. Notice something else. It's very unusual when someone types Japanese to use like the O with the line and not just typing OU, for example. So I was thinking copy and paste, to be 100% honest. Ultra 1 here. This won't kill. It might kill. It's a pretty short combo. It killed. Full Ultra 1. The Rose is indeed a special input. It's down plus taunt. He can do it regardless of which taunt he picks. Ooh, love that combo. It's so cool looking. Counter hits Sam Roundhouse into EX ducking and then Link Roundhouse. All the functional taunts. Like shades, huh? I don't remember any other functional taunt outside of Omega. Certain characters have some taunts with some invincibility. Most taunts have hurt boxes that actually follow the animation. So like there are a couple taunts where characters will like lie down on the ground or like do splits or something like that, and they'll actually have upper body immunity. But it takes so long to actually get to those frames. It's not super practical. There's probably probably a little slept on. There's probably at least one or two taunts that are actually like match usable. But people haven't really labbed it. About to sleep, I promise. I just saw Makoto in the thumbnail. The Dawson thing where he gets taller, that is not a taunt. That's down plus 3 punches. It's more like a coward crouch. In both motion and function. Faye and Cody have taunts where they lie on the ground. Yeah. Hashtag oof. The fucking Sakura taunt where she stretches and then jumps and puts both her arms out is so fucking cute. What's funny is a lot of characters only have like 3 taunts, and they just say different things for different taunts. But they'll have like a couple that do the same thing. But certain characters will have more. The taunt where he fucking turns into like a giant fucking crescent. I don't know how to call it. He like makes a big C out of his body. It's hilarious. Sim has a couple where he like floats in place. In canon, Sim can just fly. T-Hawk has no good taunts. I always kind of like the T-Hawk one where he bends down and pats the ground and he says respect the land. I think taunt 7 with Dan was the one where he fucking shakes his butt at you and slaps it. That one's like everyone's favorite taunt. Very nice. T-Hawk standing upright is scary tall. Guy is like incredibly notable for having complete shit taunts. Guy takes a really long time to say everything. So you have to let a lot of the animation play out before you can hear the voice line. And most of them are really subtle, boring movements. Vega has really good taunts. I was a Vega player for a really long time, and some of Vega's taunts were amazing. Vega has one where he stoops over and he like puts his hand out, like palm up, and he just fucking beckons you twice, and it looks fantastic. Functionally speaking, it's one of the tauntiest taunts in the entire game. There wasn't the one I usually picked. I think that was taunt 3. The one I usually picked was, I think, taunt 4, which is he like throws his head back and he crosses his arms and he's like ugly and clumsy, which is a pretty fucking godlike thing to say. It's like, yeah, you're fucking trash and you're fucking ugly too. You dig. Be bad enough if it was one or the other. Any taunt where the character is acknowledging that the opponent just fucked up is usually hilarious. Yeah, all the taunts where a character laughs. Sagat had a really good laughing taunt. Ooh, don't tell me that crossed out. EX was probably worth spending there. The Makoto fucking taunt I love is the one where she just looks around. She like gets on the ground and she looks around and she just says all sadly and shit. I don't get out much. Makoto's the saddest character. Makoto's the Charlie Brown of Street Fighter. She's just tragic. There's nothing actually like super duper sad about her, unless you remember that fucking her dad's dead or whatever. Blanca wasn't even bottom tier in vanilla. Blanca was okay in vanilla. Blanca was like the second best Blanca's ever been, or maybe the best he's ever been in Street Fighter 4. Probably the best. Blanca got nerfed to the ground in Super and then slowly got built back up. Blanca was like mid-tier. Go fucking find a vanilla tier list. He was obnoxious because a lot of characters couldn't fight his some of his attacks well. Obviously punishing the Blanca ball, but the electricity too. Certain characters like couldn't hit him out of electricity. He was mashing it. Not couldn't hit him, but like it was weird what you had to use to hit him out of it. Like if you tried to use certain attacks, you would get hit by the electricity because your hitbox would come out first. Blanca's damage was higher back then too, and Ultra Realm was really good. Back when Ultras were stronger. Blanca's Ultra Realm was still one of the strongest Ultras in the game, and it was fucking obnoxious because it's a 4-frame Ultra. Blanco was also not horrible against a lot of the really played characters, which was nice. I think he sucked against Sagat, but he was not bad against Ryu, if memory serves. And he was pretty good against a lot of the grapplers, like Zangief and Abel, who were quite played. He was really good against Abel, if memory serves. That one was supposed to be like a hard counter pick. Zangief was supposed to be really hard too. Abel had like nothing to hit him out of electricity, memory serves. So fucking electricity into like mash it or electricity into instant release for the +9 or whatever. Made it so Abel like couldn't hit buttons almost at all. Oh great, far sweep. Step 1, get far away. Step 2, sweep. If you sweep from too close, you would just get hit. It wasn't until Super they made it so lows could nearly universally hit Blanc out of electricity. There's still some that don't. Super Blanca was pretty shitty. Super Blanca had all those nice things removed and didn't get anything in return. This is probably the weakest Blanca ever was. Vega was a mess in vanilla. Vega got buffed to shit in Super and he still wasn't amazing. Vega was a hot mess. Vega still probably wasn't the worst character in vanilla because Dan was there too. Whew. Spicy round. 15 seconds. Blanca was like bottom tier from like Super until Ultra. Ooh, look at this. We can look at the list. I'm curious. Honda #1, M. Bison, Guile, Chun-Li. I forgot about M. Bison and Guile. I mean, M. Bison and Chun-Li. I remember Honda and Guile. I remember Kenny being really high too, but she's only number 6. Whew. I forgot about bottom 5 Guy. That's kind of funny now. Again, bottom 4th from worst. Dan, Hakan, and Makoto. Makoto is very fucking bad in Super. Makoto was a mess in Super. Hakan as well. Both of them couldn't anti-air, which is such a fucking awkward thing. They made these two characters who neither of them had an anti-air attack. Literally none of their fucking attacks anti-aired for shit. Fukiage didn't work, low medium kick didn't work, Stand Strong didn't work. Stand Strong was like the best for Super Makoto, and it was still shitty. Hakan had like nothing except Ultra 2 and air throw. They just expected you to air throw every fucking jump. Thanks, Capcom. Okay, here's Vanilla. Blanca's like pretty high up. DJ was one of the better super characters, but all the super characters were like near the bottom. The highest one I think people used to say was Adon. At the beginning everyone was like Dudley, 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 but then Adon. In this list DJ is higher than Adon though. But yeah, every super character is like lower than half. It's funny looking back on these lists because I remember looking at them when they were new. And I remember thinking the things I'm thinking, you know? I remember wondering when like so-and-so character would ever become interesting. When's Cody going to become a neat character? Now Cody's pretty neat. He's got all the quality of life changes across like 5 patches. This vanilla tier list got passed around a lot. It's pretty accurate. So got Ryu, Akuma, Balrog, Rufus, Zangief, Chun-Li, Seth, Blanca, M. Bison, Sea Viper, Abel, E. Honda, Goken, Ken, Rose, Dalsim. I would have maybe put Ken a little higher and Goken a little lower. Rose, I don't remember being that high. Most of the console characters weren't that good. Rose was the highest, I guess. I guess Seth was the highest. And then Goken and then Rose. Balin, Kami, Sakura. Alforte, Guile. Guile that low. What the fuck? I don't remember Guile being that bad in vanilla. But Super was the game that gave him the short fireball recovery. It's hard to place one thing. His damage was fucking high. His invincibility was good. He had a one frame ultra too, so he had a true 720. He kept anti-air light headbutt forever, so that never changed. He had medium headbutt. It was a lot better than it is now. He could like actually use medium headbutt to go through a lot of grounded attacks. He shit damage. That was one of the really big things. He just hit you so hard. The core difference between Honda and fucking Blanca is that Blanca's one got the slide and two got the EX Blanca ball to go through fireballs. Honda's better on almost every other metric. But Blanca not fucking getting fucked around by fireballs is a huge deal. It was really matchups. Honda was okay in vanilla. He still shit damage back then. But every character Honda was like mid-tier in vanilla, I think. But all the top tiers were characters that fucked him up. Like Ryu and Akuma and Sagat. But all those characters got nerfed in Super. And then the characters who became strong were characters who weren't very good against Honda. Like Kimmy. So a lot of his counter picks kind of still existed in Super, but like you didn't like... The characters were nerfed a lot. He became a lot higher tier just purely because of the characters he ran into. Nice chase. That might have been... No, I think he wanted that. No, that's weird. It's clearly a mid-air hit. I think Yagi would have made a lot of sense there, but he hit a kick, not a punch. Tsurugi, get it right. Dumb calm. One of those still a whiff punish. I actually need to sleep. I'm tired as hell. I like actually go to work in like 12 hours time. Bit more. You add them to the list, nerd. I gave you the link. That's your fucking responsibility. I know because I just offloaded it to you. I'm gonna go to bed. This video's over.